Hello Gemini, this is Michelle from Divine Intuition and welcome to your monthly horoscope reading of November 2019. So for this reading, I'm going to be using the Witch's Tarot, okay? And at the end of this reading, I'm going to pull out one card from the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck and see what messages they have for you for this month of November. Okay, Gemini, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out 4 cards, and each card is going to represent each week of the month of November. Okay, so this is for the first week of November, second week, third and fourth week of November. All right, Gemini, so let's begin. Let's see what's in store for you on the first week of November. And we have the Lovers, so that's good. So definitely there is connection happening in the first week of November. There is chemistry, there is a bond forming between you and another individual. You could be connecting with your partner, your spouse, or there may be a potential love interest that you are eyeing. Definitely there is chemistry happening. Perhaps you guys are enjoying some time together in the first week of November, taking a holiday, a vacation, or just spending time at home and really kind of connecting with your spouse or partner. So definitely there are karmic relationships being formed here with you and your lover. It is the Lovers card, so you're definitely enjoying the love between you two, or if it is a potential love interest, there's definitely chemistry being formed, and there's definitely this strong sense of spiritual connection, like this bonding. It's not a typical love interest. There is actually a strong bond being formed here, and maybe it is higher forces trying to bring you two together. So there is much more than just what you see on the surface. There is actually depth into this relationship. So take a look at the people that you're dealing with, potential partners perhaps. Definitely there is a strong bond being formed, or perhaps going into the next level of commitment between you and the one you love. Okay, so this is a great energy to start off the month of November. It is definitely a blessing here with the angels putting you guys together. It looks like it's a celebration, could be a wedding, but whatever it is, there is definitely connection. Okay, there's love being formed in the first week of November. Now, it could also be just karmic relationships that you're dealing with, people around you who you feel a strong bond with. Could be a community, could be a community of like-minded individuals where you feel like you have connection with all these people, that there's probably there was probably a past life relationship with them, okay, and you feel this bond, this connection with them, because it could be a karmic relationship. Okay, this person could have been maybe a sibling, or maybe a best friend in a past life, or a mentor, or even your parents in the past life. Okay, or perhaps a past love partner. Okay, so whichever it is, it's definitely advising you, it's definitely letting you know about the connection. Okay, all right, so let's see what's in store for you in the second week of November, Gemini. So we have the Five of Cups. It is quite an opposite energy from the Lovers card, because the Five of Cups is about disappointment and losses. It's about losing something in a relationship most of the time, and something not working out, disappointed on situations that have, that hasn't had the outcome that you wanted. And here it's like, it's going really good for you. So there is a contrast of energy. I'm not sure if it is related to the same individual or same people that you're dealing with. Maybe it could be related to other people, other situations, maybe certain relationships around you, certain friendships from people, or family members perhaps that have worked out in the way that you wanted to. You have all these cups that are spilled, right? So you're kind of disappointed in the outcome, kind of disappointed in how things have turned out. But, there are still 2 cups here in the corner that is suggesting that there is still potential relationships or potential fulfillment with other people, other friendships, let's just say. Okay, so maybe you were experiencing something great in the first week of November, but then maybe it wasn't what you thought it would be. Maybe there are some losses, some disappointments. Now, perhaps it's not related to what you were experiencing in the first week, and it could be related to something different. It could be related to just external people around you, that things didn't work out, perhaps. Okay, and the cups have spilled, but try not to look too much into the past, Gemini. Just look into what's happening in the present moment. And in the present moment, there are 2 cups still being available and offered to you here, but you're just not paying attention to it. You're just too focused on the ones that have fallen. So definitely there is kind of like a level of highness in the beginning of the month, and then as we go through the month, you do jump downwards. So it is kind of like a roller coaster of emotions. So you are dealing with something quite exciting and bursting with love. But in the second week, there is still some things that you need to resolve in the past. That is still kind of like a blockage for you to progress on certain relationships. So to progress further on your karmic relationships, right? It's like you have to resolve this wound inside of you, perhaps, that is still wanting to come out of the surface. And there probably is going to be close to the full moon energy, the moon in Taurus. So moon in Taurus is coming soon around the second week of November or third. So that could be affecting the certain emotions inside of you. That could be making you look in the past and seeing the spilled milk instead of focusing on what you have now, perhaps with the Lovers, right? The 2 of Cups. So whatever situation you're going through in the second week of November, make sure you purge it out, release anything, release any wound, any pain that you have caused it, or have maybe given you sort of trauma in your childhood or in your past that you need to kind of resolve, okay? And the 5 of Cups is going to help you resolve that. You just have to confront it and then release it, okay? All right, so let's see what's in store for you in the third week of November. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is about new business being formed, new perhaps interactions with people that will bring forth money, perhaps, because the Ace of Pentacles is about abundance and money coming forth for you. So there is a birth of something, there is a beginning of something, there is the seed of something. So investments are being formed. You see this giant pentacle here kind of looking quite promising for you. So whichever investments you are putting so much effort in, it looks like it's going to be promising. Looks like whatever hard work you've been building, whatever you've been putting your time and effort into, looks like it's going to pay off in the third week of November. It looks like the money's finally coming in, or finally, you know, the projects or the endeavors or business ventures are starting to flourish now. It's beginning, right? You see the plants here that are growing. So you're starting to see it now. You visually see the profit, or visually see the investments finally bringing rewards, or just initiating something new. It is a card of new beginnings. So perhaps finally sitting down and setting forth the plans and the blueprints of what you want to do with other people, with other business partnerships, okay? Finally beginning that new outcome, you know, that new money coming in. So the Ace of Pentacles looks quite promising. Whatever you're investing in, it looks quite promising in the third week of November. So you're going to be able to see a bit more clearly in what you're trying to aim for. You're going to see more clearly your goals, and you're going to see this being quite promising. You're going to see this big pentacle there in front of you, and you're going to see that it is worth your investment, okay? That it is going to bring forth profit for you, okay? So that's great news for you. It looks like it's very bright, okay? So it looks quite positive. It looks like quite promising. So I'd say that this is going to be a clear sign and indication in the third week of November that, you know, you can trust in what you're doing, and that your hard work is paying off, and the rewards are coming, and you're going to start seeing that clearly in the third week of November, okay? Now, let's see what's in store for you in the last week of November. So the fourth week of November, we have the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is about kind of being guarded in certain things in your surroundings. Probably being guarded emotionally because of what happened here. There's a lot of emotional situations here that are still hurting you. You're still in conflict with it, and you have to resolve these kind of things, okay? You have to resolve the situations that are happening around you. And I think that's why you're a little bit guarded in the end of the month. Perhaps guarded emotionally, perhaps a bit too territorial with whatever you're building here. Okay, maybe this investment, you're holding too tightly on this, right? Because of that giant pentacle that looks quite promising, that you could be a little bit territorial about it, a little bit too dominant about it, or maybe perhaps a little bit defensive about it. You know, it's like she's there guarding her territory behind her. So try to be mindful of not forming too much of a shield around you, because it could create more losses, right? Whereas you have to embrace the positivity in your surroundings, and embrace the people around you, so that this can be much more promising and come in more smoothly. So you don't restrict abundance coming forth, because here, you know, you're shielding yourself and you're restricting abundance to be coming forth into your life by being too guarded and being too, you know, restricting things around you. Then it prevents abundance to flow into, it prevents it to come in, you know, to come in and form abundance and give you more prosperity, because this is prosperity. You know, in the third week, you are encountering prosperity. Okay, you can see the prosperity coming forth. Even if it hasn't fully come in yet, you can see it, though, that it's starting, okay, that it's promising. So you can't be too guarded, you can't be too territorial with what you're doing, because then you can lose business partnerships or lose people that you can connect with because of the way of being too defensive and too guarded. This is going to restrict abundance coming forth into your life and fulfillment from other people, right? Because, you know, this person looks quite lonely and sad about losing everything that they thought they invested quite strongly emotionally, right? So regarding people, so try not to stay too guarded, or maybe because of this situation you're a little guarded at the end of the month, okay? But know that you can't give up on your dreams, and you can't give up on certain relationships. If there were potential connections, try not to give up. Don't stay guarded on that situation. Don't close yourself off too much, because it's going to prevent you from bringing forth more prosperity. And this is a promising card, and it looks like it's promising you prosperity and abundance. Okay, if not, it could be suggesting you're starting a new job. Let's just say your contract ended, now you're beginning a new contract in the third week of November. Okay, a new job, you're starting a new job. So that job could be quite promising, but maybe you can be a little bit defensive with the people you are encountering, or just defensive with your emotions and not allowing others to hurt you in that sense, because here perhaps you were pretty hurt perhaps in the second week of November. So, but I think you should focus on these two cards the most. Focus on the lovers, that connection that you are forming here, and this prosperity that is being formed for you in the third week of November. So don't focus too much on these, okay? Focus on love and prosperity. So that's what I see for you, Gemini, okay? All right, Gemini, so let's see what the Psychic Tarot has to say for you for this month of November. Just going to give it a shuffle. We have triumphant success. It looks like the Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords, sorry. I'm just going to read from the description, because these cards are new. So I don't know the meaning of this deck of these cards exactly. So I'll just read it off from here. So yeah, I think this is the Ace of Swords. So let's read what it has to say. Okay, triumphant success. The first of the mental cards signifies that new beginnings and exciting challenges may be before you. By utilizing your strength, willpower, determination, and focus, there's the potential for you to reign triumphant in many areas of your life. In traditional tarot, this card represents the Ace of Swords. And since a sword is double-edged, it can cut through all the barriers that hold you back if it's done constructively and with precision. Remember that there is another side to the blade. If you're rash or use it in a destructive way, it could be harmful to yourself and others. Always pause and think before you act. This card is a reminder to vanquish negative thoughts from your mind, strengthen and tap into the mental powers, and use clarity with control in order to initiate new ways of thinking. Okay, so yes, so definitely this is the Ace of Swords. It is definitely saying that, you know, you're not going to let certain illusions distract you from your goal, I feel, okay? Or from people, you know, taking advantage of you perhaps, or stepping on you again, in a sense that maybe you've learned quite some lessons in the past and you actually have a clear focus on what you want. You know what you want, and you have your goal set out, and you have your eye on this, right? On the money or the goal or the investment, okay? Or the job. So I think you're going to cut through illusions. You're not going to let certain things misguide you, or not allow things to prevent you from reaching your goal, okay? I think you're going to have a clear mental state of mind this month of November, and regardless of certain emotional things that are happening, I feel like you won't give up. You know, you're very determined. This is also a card of being determined and having your eye on the goal. And I feel like you're going to achieve a lot by having a balanced mental state of mind, okay? So I think that's what it represents, and you'll be able to achieve your success, okay? By doing that, you're going to be triumphant, okay? By remaining clear of thought, all right? All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this monthly Teroscope reading of November 2019. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and leave a comment below, okay? And have a lovely month of November.